Today we are talking about what I term the standard of care. And we are taking it all the way back to stage 5 of the interpersonal healing journey. And in stage 5, you might have noticed something that I term the reckoning to have two distinct options. When you are trying to figure out who you are and who you want to become, there's often this sense of wanting to change everything in your life. And you either change the external, and that is like, hey, I'm changing my job, my partner, the place that I live, everything. Or I'm going to start with the internal. I'm going to change who I am, and then I'm going to systematically change the external pieces of my life to more deeply align. If you chose the external first, the standard of care and what we're about to talk about is not going to apply until all of those external things have really settled in. And that's simply because you kind of need this space of stability to hold awareness for who you are and who you want to become. And that stability really needs to be grounded in feeling comfortable and aware of who you are and how you function in the world. So if you change your circumstances, when you get more into a routine and a rhythm, this is going to apply. If you took the route of figuring out who you are before you changed all of the external, the standard of care really starts to come up in stage 5. So as you are trying to figure out who you are, you might notice that interpersonal relationships begin to feel strange. And this is because you can often find that you're leaving dynamics or you're leaving conversations being like, did I say the right thing? I don't know why this interaction just felt kind of weird. Like, I thought it was pleasant. Did they think it was pleasant? And you begin to self-doubt. And there's this really deep sense of guilt that starts to come up where you're just not sure if how you interacted was suitable. And it's not really suitable by the other person's standards or your own. It's just kind of like this middle ground metric that says, like, objectively speaking, I don't know how this went. And when that starts to happen, that sense of guilt can kind of lead to internal disappointment. And when those things tie together, you're going to have difficulty gaining clarity on how you want to show up in the world, simply because every interaction that you have, you're kind of going to have this rumination cycle of like, was that good? Is this how it's supposed to go? Is this who I want to be? So the way that you kind of mitigate the guilt and you kind of allow it to just be removed from the situation is you develop what I call a standard of care. And this is your own set of standards that you want to live by.